Welcome back for another Minecraft video. On the last video, we did a whole bunch of villager trading and got our trading hall all figured out and set up. This video, we're going to be building and starting building our creeper farms. And I do want to say that there are a lot of other really good ways of building creeper farms that are a lot more productive. But the way that we're going to do this, and my goal is that eventually once we get our base figured out and start developing the area, that we're going to start lighting up the area and making it so only creepers are going to spawn in our creeper farms. I also want our creeper farm to look nice. A lot of the other productive creeper farms, they're kind of an eyesore in my opinion because they're either floating up in the air, and I figured you might as well put it in a spot where it's going to look nice for your base and still be productive, as well as, hey, in the areas that we're deciding, they're just towers, so it's like you might as well put a creeper farm in the middle of this. It kind of works. Anyway, hopefully you guys do enjoy. Please hit that like button if you do like the video. Consider subscribing if you do like this content and would like to help support my channel. I really do appreciate everybody who's been supporting me so far, and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video.
I do have a lot of wood. I've been kind of mining a lot of wood because we're going to need a lot for like fence posts and for trap doors and stuff like that, which we'll make a whole bunch up here soon. Hopefully we can get most of them done. I'm not sure how much materials I'm going to have because these things are going to be pretty tall, so they might use a lot more materials than I have anticipated, but we'll at least get one of them going, and then that way on off camera time and stuff like that, I'll start working on the other three corners of the creeper farm that we're going to be doing. And the way we're going to be doing this is the creepers are going to spawn in our, let me go ahead and do this. Okay. The creepers are going to spawn inside this big box that we're going to create. And in the last episode, as you noticed, I fixed the light situation, got rid of the lights here. So hopefully this place will be completely dark. So the mobs will be able to spawn day or night. Nighttime, yeah, I think you have a little bit more of a chance to get them in there. But there's a certain like cave spawning versus like outside spawning during nighttime, stuff like that. There's a different mechanic on the chance that a mob is going to spawn. One of the things to do to make your mob spawner or your mob farm a little bit more productive is to make sure that all your caves in the surrounding area, I mean, it could be up to 120 blocks from the center point of your base, or even further, to make sure that all those caves are lit up pretty well. Now, this could be a really, tough task, but at the same time, I mean, this is centered around your base. You're going to be walking in and out of this. I'm just saying that that'll make it more productive because it will force all the mobs to spawn in your mob farm, which can make this very, very productive. But at the same time, it could be a very big task. You don't have to do it. It'll just pretty much increase your chances of the mob spawning in your mob farm by like 100. So it could be really useful. It could be worth the time is what I'm saying, because you probably get a lot more mobs. Okay, perfect. All right, so one of the issues, and I'm going to go ahead and empty some of this stuff out here. So what I did was I made a funneling system that was going to be the space that I was going to use for these pillars. It took me a little bit of time to kind of figure this whole thing out, because what I had to do is make this at least a 2-block gap that actually poured into this spot without actually ruining this spot. So the water continues to push them towards the center of our kill chamber there. The problem that I noticed is what I did was I went around and I found mobs during the nighttime and I lured them into this area to see what would happen. Well, the problem is they kept getting stuck for whatever reason under these blocks. And I don't know if they were just continually swimming or what. So what I'm going to do to fix this problem is I'm going to put some magma cubes, just kind of lining this whole area right here. So that way we can just, they could just die and the magma cubes will do the job and their items will just get pushed into the kill chamber area and be collected. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them right here, just in the spot that they're going to get stuck on, so that way we don't have to worry about it. Okay, there, that should fix the issue. For the blocks that they're going to spawn on, they do have to be a solid block. I'm just going to use probably just stone or something that I have a lot of. It doesn't really matter what block you choose to use. I am going to probably want some scaffolding just to be on the safe side to be able to get up and down, because it is going to go pretty tall. Might as well grab a decent amount of stone. Oh, there's some more andesite. Perfect. All right, and then other than that, we need to get some wood and make a whole bunch of trapdoors and fences. So what I did was I loaded up the stone, the spruce fences, or doesn't matter, any type of fence would work, and then also trapdoors. Now, the way that this is going to work, I have to go up one more step, because I want it to be at least 2 steps or 2 blocks so they can actually travel underneath this part. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue. Hopefully, if anything, they'll get pushed like this and then eventually work their way towards this area, but I wanted it to be a little bit higher up. So what we're going to do is actually raise this to this level. We can get rid of all of this right here. And replace that. And then we can start working on that exterior wall.
On this part of the creeper farm, I decided to do a 2-block gap for the trapdoors so the creepers would have a lot of space to be able to drop down. On the 3rd and 4th corner, I actually went with just a 1-block space for the creepers to be able to fall down. I felt like it was actually just as productive, plus it gave a lot more spaces for creepers to spawn. So something to note, so I did change that a little bit later on, but I wanted to kind of point it out right now.
So what I had to do is I had to figure out a maximum amount of spaces to be able to get as many drops as possible. So I decided to go with 1 on the outside wall here. That way they only have 1 spot to go, which would be this way. We're going to be putting trapdoors in this area, like this. And then we'll open them up, and then they'll think that they can walk across, and they'll just drop down into these areas.
But like I said, a 1-block space just like this will work perfectly, and later on that's what I decided to go with anyways.
Because they just have to like squeeze into the spot. Plus, creepers are pretty small. They have a smaller hitbox than pretty much any other mob that's a 2-block mob, because it's like maybe a 1.5 block high mob, and it's a little bit smaller, so they'll be able to fit through here no problem. We're going to figure out where we're going to put our fence posts. So this is what, 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 3 spots. So in this one I don't think it really matters which spot you actually have them. I think I'm going to do that though. And then if I do this and that, should be less fence posts than there are spawn sites, right? 1 2 3 4 5, and there's only 4. Perfect. So that's what we're gonna do. That way there's more spawn sites than there are fence post areas. And the fence posts, honestly, the only reason why we want fence posts is to eliminate spider spawns, because I don't want any spiders in here, because spiders would just be not ideal. And then on the bottom area, what we're going to want is a trapdoor on the bottom. And then, like I said, the creepers are like a 1.5 block mob. I mean, 1 3/4 mob. I mean, they're not very high, they're not very tall, I mean. So the trapdoor actually eliminates your zombie spawns and your skeleton spawns. So right here is what you're looking for. And then once we get this all boxed in and it's dark, mobs will start spawning, and then they'll start walking around and hopefully falling right into our trap doors here and going to our kill chamber. So that's what we're going for. And again, it doesn't really matter what block you use in here, as long as it's a solid block, because nobody's going to see it, so it's not going to really matter. So it doesn't have to look, you know, pretty or anything. So this is one layer pretty much done. And now we got to get onto the outside area, the layer of the outside, and might as well get these put in.
Something to note, if you're doing the one block space for the creepers to fall in, you want to make sure that your trapdoors are all facing in the same direction, so the creepers, when they fall down, they don't get stuck on a weaving system of trapdoors.
All right, so let's go ahead and grab the materials that we're going to need for the outside. We'll start working on that. So on the exterior part, what I'm going to be going, actually I need some diorite for this. But I think what I'm going to do is some walls like this. Oh, not like that. And then do the white concrete around it.
All right, now that we have the exterior walls built up, all we have to do is continue the process to building our spawn areas for the creepers. And this will work in any space that you have available, so get creative. As long as you're using this method to eliminate spider spawns and other like zombie and skeleton spawns, you're going to be able to have creepers spawning in these dark areas, and then just funnel it into a kill chamber of your choice.
All right, and then this. I think I'm just going to go straight across. It's either that or go in like this. Guess that would work. Problem with this is I'm gonna have to fill this all in. That's fine. All right, so for these sides, I think I'm just gonna go with the pure white, and then for these sides over here, I'm gonna go with the symbol that I came up with over there. Needs to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right in the middle here, which is 9, so I think that's 4. Yeah. Then this will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then one more to start this part right here. And we'll go to that point and worry about the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Actually, let's go 3. Okay. This makes like a block. It goes up 2 more.
In this part, I forgot to put the horizontal lines around the boxed area of my symbol, but later on I figure it out and I get it fixed, but I just wanted to let you guys know.
I think it's looking pretty good. Be about as tall as I want it to be too, so that's good. Let's put these blue pieces in. And yeah, stone, okay. All right, now we got to figure out the next stage of this. So we went up 2. Now we need to do 3. And then 1 more out from it. On each side, obviously. Right. Okay, and then an empty spot in the middle, and then go out 3. Alright, so that's the centerpiece. And this goes up both sides. One of these levels goes all the way across. And then it goes in one. Perfect. So I do want to see what this looks like because I haven't actually seen it on the outside. Alright, so let's look what that looks like. Let's see what that looks like. See, that looks pretty good. I think I want to go up one more level. Alright, then the best way to do this would be that should go all the way down. Should go all the way down. Alright, now for the scary part. Close that off. Close this off, and it's dark. It's going to be dark for a minute, so apologize. Let's go ahead and go down.
Now all I'm doing is opening up all the trapdoors all the way down to make sure that they're open for the creepers to be able to fall down to the bottom. And I'll see you once I get to the bottom.
As for lighting, it could be a bad thing. But there's really not a lot we can do. Let's go ahead and pop out of here, see if we can get some creepers spawning.
If you do not have all your cave systems lit up, you're going to have a really hard time trying to get creepers to spawn specifically in the spots that you want to. So lighting those up is really ideal for this kind of situation. Another thing that you can do is go from the bottom point, which in our case is the kill chamber, and go about 120 blocks up in the sky and create a AFK spot. And that will cause your spawn rates to go up quite a bit.
Take a look at it. I do want to get the roof done though. So I want the roof to glow. So that works. I don't know. Just go like that. So I want this to glow. 2, 3, 2. Okay. Feeling a little bit more comfortable now. I'm like not standing like right on the edge. I think it'd actually fit in here perfectly. So you got the top here, which we we'll just put this here and then maybe put a slab on it. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like. And the great reveal. Maybe with all 4 of them it'll look better. I feel like it needs to go up more. I don't know. Let's do a flyby. It's not as good as I was hoping it was going to be. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty cool. Then the other side, like I said, we might have to do something with it. Yeah, I think it'll look pretty cool once it's all done. Put a slab at the top that'll kind of give it its like peak. Yeah, I think it'll look good.
Now all we have to do is the same thing for each of the corners of our trading outposts to be able to get the maximum amount of spawn sites for our creeper farm. So I'm going to go ahead and continue doing that.
Dang it, I think I forgot something on this one over here. I just realized. Yeah. I forgot the crossbar. I mean, that's probably why it looked kind of weird. I was like, oh, that doesn't. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's fix that. Alright, that looks way better. It's amazing how, like, a small detail can make such a huge difference. Okay.
Alright, all I have left to do is to finish these other corners. I'm going to go ahead and build those off camera. And get them all ready for the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate everybody who's been supporting me so far. If you'd like to help support the channel even further, and if you're new, please hit that subscribe button with notifications turned on so you never miss an upload. And if you haven't already and you've gotten this far and you like the video, please hit that like button. It definitely helps my videos to be able to get into the view of other people like yourselves that might have similar interests, so I really do appreciate that. But until next time, I will see you guys all in the next video. And I finally figured out how to do the end screen, so I'm really proud of myself. Hopefully you guys enjoyed these options for other great videos that you guys can check out, and other playlists that I'll have available for you guys. Thank you guys so very much, and I'll see you guys later.